Thank you for very, very moving and thoughtful comments. I have no words how to thank you. Thank you, Rory. And Dol, now, at the final part of this conference that I am trying to close, I would like to start with a story. As Ahmed Massoud started this conference by his message saying that 3 years ago this conference was envisaged to be held, we worked very hard under his guidance to hold this conference, which would have been sponsored by Massoud Foundation headquarters in Afghanistan. Everything was going so well, and we had reached out to all our guests from overseas and in the UK and Europe, and everything looked just so fine. But then the horrible incident of 15th of August happened. Kabul fell. I was here in Cambridge to prepare for this conference, and for 2 weeks, until maybe first days of September, I was kind of numb. I didn't know what to do. Sorry. Then I thought I would go ahead. And then I did. A lot of people helped me to hold this, and I would like to thank them. I thought I will never become emotional. So I will start from the beginning. Thanks to Professor Sir Christopher Clark and Cambridge University. Thanks to Wycombe Cramble. Thanks to Dr. James Mackenzie. Thanks to Dr. Sir Nicholas Barrington. Thanks to Professor Brandon Simmons. Thanks to Mr. Jalal and to Mr. Bostani of Glasgow Afghan United, Dr. Ehsan and Mr. Kombach of the Community of Afghanistan in Ipswich. Thank you all for making this possible. The fact that the individuals have come to this financial rescue of this conference, it shows that the university also suggests that people really do care about Afghanistan and the future of the country and eventual solution of the country's problems. So we should regard this conference as the start. By that I mean the start of a series of conferences, but also as continuation of efforts and struggles to keep the plight of the people of Afghanistan in mind of the world. The brave efforts of Mr. Ahmed Massoud to resist the descent of Afghanistan into darkness must be something that commands the admiration and respect of everyone. I cannot end not thanking from the bottom of my heart a colleague of mine in Kabul I cannot name due to his safety issues that helped me a lot. Also, David Tassel, my dear friend, who constantly provided me with undying support and encouragement to make this happen. Dr. Murtazashvili and Rabi of the Center for Governance and Market in Pittsburgh University gave me a lot of motivation. Charlotte, you, Nikita Hassan Katber, and Dr. Khushal Nabizada helped me to hold this conference and in terms of technicalities. Also, I'd like to mention the idea of this conference series began in conversation with my co-organizer, Dr. John Casey, and Dr. Rob Miller of Keys College, and my friend, Dr. Dagi of the Ismail Study Center, and I would like to thank him. In short, it was a great teamwork. But this was all possible because Mr. Ahmed Massoud's trust and encouragement. Finally, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank our guest speakers, those who traveled during the COVID time to the college, to Conrad and Keys College, like Mr. Peter Thompson, and also some participants who took also the same arduous journey during these difficult times, like Nasreen and Professor Max Gross. well as those participants who joined us online. Let's put our hands together for all of them. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone that I might have missed who have contributed to this. Thank you so much.
Well, it's one thing I think wasn't quite covered is that Ahmed who I've never met, his message at the beginning.
Yes.
That's been hardly referred. I think we should say it was very fine, and we all enjoyed
message.
it very much.
Yeah.
The message. Because that was not, actually he talked about distribution of power, which we haven't really had time to go into.
Right.
I should thank Sandy Gall and his family to take the time to make the travel here, all of them. And this conference was around his work, and we are so grateful of his work and his families. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, the main message of this conference, as far as I am concerned, is that Ahmad Shah Massoud was not only fighting against the Soviet Union aggression in Afghanistan in the name of freedom of his people, but also another regime that took power in Kabul around 1996, which also hailed from Islamic tradition, but they were more close to extremist interpretation of Islam. He stood against them as well. So he successfully stood against them, and now we face the same issue. And here in this conference we're talking about this problem of Afghanistan, the state collapse and all of these extremism, foreign intervention and all of those, and how indigenous way of thinking can help to basically think about a state institution in Afghanistan which kind of accept the mosaic nature of the country, respects all, mutual acceptance, and basically reform the institution in a way that can accommodate all. So that would be the messages that I think should come out of this conference.